Losing a loved one is hard enough, but when someone is questioning how we're grieving or why we're not doing certain things because they think we should, it can really add to the stress of our grief. So let's walk together and I'll give you some ways to respond to that type of questioning so that you don't feel obligated to do what they say or absorb more pain, but rather respond with some words that allow for clarity in where you are on your journey. Hey friend, welcome back to Grief Questions Answered. I'm Eric, and it's my goal with these videos to share everything I've learned about how to find support in the loneliness of grief and how to intentionally get back up and live beyond the loss of a loved one. If this grief tip doesn't help you today, I am confident it can and will help you at some point in the future, so be sure to save this video to watch later on. Today's question comes from Haley, who asked me, why are some people questioning the way I'm grieving? How can I be doing this wrong? And it's such a good question, Haley, because first of all, you're not grieving incorrectly because there is no one right way to grieve. Also, I'm sure it's not easy navigating this path as it is. When I lost my 15-year-old daughter, Zoe, I remember feeling pretty upset that I didn't know what to do about my grief. I struggled to find some meaning in her loss and what was next for my life. That didn't come right away, though. So here's the thing. We don't have a manual, and so this journey can come with a lot of trial and error. And isn't that life anyway, right? And I think it gets lost in translation with some others who are seeing your grief from the outside, and so they say things to you that either amplify the grief or worse, set you back. And here's what I know about navigating grief over the last 10 years. First, there is no right way to navigate your grief except for the one way that works for you. Next, if anyone is questioning how long it's taking you to heal or expecting you to get over it in a short period of time, that's not cool. Or even if they're saying to you, you should be grateful for what you have. Now, please know that it's not possible for them to understand the magnitude of your grief. And it's also not realistic for us to think that they should just know, because that's not how this world works, unfortunately. We just don't come with a manual, right? And so it's important that it's not up to us to solve their issues with the grief process. It's up to us to solve our own challenges with grief first and foremost. We are not all knowing, and all of us at one point or another has had to figure out a setback in life. And that's to say, and all that to say is that some people say stupid things to us and it hurts. So not only that, but there is no timeline for your grief. You're on no one's agenda but your own, and you will grieve at your pace, period. Let me say that again. There is no timeline for your grief. You are on no one's agenda but your own, and you grieve at your pace, not someone else's. And so when someone is questioning how you're grieving, here's a way to respond to them so that you are clear and direct, right? And feel free to use this response as an effective way to communicate with others who might not get it. And it's not about putting someone in their place. Yes, their questioning may be inappropriate and offensive, but we don't have to lower ourselves to that level to be effective, okay? So when someone is questioning the way you're grieving, the first thing I would say back to them is, hey, I really appreciate your concern for my grief and the loss. However, I'm navigating this path the way I need to. And if I want to reach out to you for advice or guidance, I'll let you know. Most of the time, that will work just fine. They'll get it. Now, if they double down and they go right back to that initial statement, then go right back and repeat it again. Hey, I appreciate your concern for my grief and my loss. However, I am navigating this the way I need to. So again, I'll reach out if I need to, okay? Now, here's the thing. You are being gentle, assertive, and even protective of your grief, and that's okay. No one's coming to save us here, so we have to do it. Now, If someone is doubling down and they're persisting, then you might want to consider putting some distance between the two of you for a while because you need to heal and you need to get back up to where the next conversation you can have with them contains a dialogue with the goal of reconnecting. So my friends, these responses aren't designed to inflame a conversation. They are meant to assertively set boundaries for what you need in order to heal. And most importantly, it is okay to do that. So as always, I hope this helps. Do you have a question about grief that I can answer for you? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't done so yet, click that subscribe button down below, as this is the best way to get notified of new videos just like this and to show support, for the channel. Let's walk together, and I'll see you in next week's video.